Hey everybody, Mac Monster here, back with the final character. And I did her final because in the test center, most everybody complained about Scarlet Witch. They didn't like her. And, you know, even people were saying they were about to rage quit the game because of Scarlet Witch. But I don't necessarily see why. I definitely see gameplay changes for Scarlet Witch. First off, the defense rework is a massive buff for you. A little bit of dodge, a little bit of crit goes a long, long way now. So that's going to be beautiful things for you. There are a lot of skill changes. They kind of started reworking her. And the first thing is Chaos Shift. You have a teleport. And I'm not sure where the damage comes in, whether or not you land or where you leave. So that'll be interesting to check once I click submit. I didn't have her transfer to the test center, so I couldn't try it out myself. They did buff Chaos Magic. It still has crud activation. And I still don't know if it's a % chance for each one of those debuffs to happen. Or if it just checks it and all those debuffs happen. Hard to tell. Not really clear, but if you look, there's plus maximum spirit on it. And that's where the buff comes in. This is now really worthwhile. They nerfed Enfeebling Veil. The minus damage coming in is minimal. Still necessary, unfortunately, but it is low. Chaos Hex, where are we? Chaotic Hex, here we are. I don't know. I don't remember this being a heat-seeking ability, but now it's supposed to be a heat-seeking ability, and it has a random chance, to fire off another bolt doing damage. And it has a pretty high rate of fire and pretty decent damage. This looks buffed to me. Bewitching Hex. They've increased the amount of spirit. You put more points into this, the spirit goes through the roof. Ruinous Flux. This feels nerfed to me. Even though it says 159 damage twice for 40 spirit, 159 damage is nothing. 300 damage is nothing. It's not going to kill a darn thing. So that feels nerfed to me. Ultimate power still sucks. Ravenous Binding. Regenerate 83 health per second per enemy shackled. This is a buff. Also, the damage is through the roof. Really buffed. As a matter of fact, it now becomes your core ability, if you ask me. And I think this is where people are getting confused. They want to do this Chaos Warp. This thing sucks. You gotta channel it, you gotta sit still. I don't care if there's a damage absorption shield on you when it happens. It's just a terrible idea. So, all that stuff in mind, I got a new build, and I call it the Gypsy Witch. And what are we gonna do? None other but Ravenous Binding. We could increase our health regen dramatically through Hex Binding here. But I don't want to use the synergy. Something tells me the synergy is going to go away. And we're going to use Chaos Magic because it's new and bright and shiny. We're going to try it out. And we're going to do Chaos Shift and then Chaos Magic, where we want that added spirit by far, especially if we're going to start spamming Ravenous Binding. We're going to need some spirit coming in. But look at that damage. 951 twice per second. That's 1800 damage a second. That should kill most trash pretty easily and mess up the boss pretty decently. We're going to go with the Enfeebling Veil, even though it's kind of minimalistic. Minus 32 damage. Some defense is better than no defense. We're going to try the Chaotic Hex. And we're going to go with Combusting Hex. If we're actually minus points, it's going to come off Enfeebling Veil. So we still have our damage that we're dropping on bosses. We're dropping this with it. We really want to keep this up over Combusting Hex. It's still a good backup, but really, Ravenous Binding and these Chaotic Hexes, look how much that's hitting for. 1,059 to 1,515. With a 36% chance to fire an additional one, and the heat sink for us. That's going to be kind of the key play, are these two. This is just going to be added. We're going to put a point in Chthonic Gloom. We're going to put a point in Winds of Chaos just for that movement speed passive. We're not really going to use this because we got Teleport. And Chthonic Gloom, if we get overwhelmed, we can drop it, everything runs away, and we can then teleport away. Just a safety measure, extra in hand in case Teleport just can't get us to any place safe. And of course we got to put a point in Hex Binding. That's the only way we can get to Ravenous Binding. And that's it. I'm just going to click Accept. I'm going to put the Teleport now. Which one's the Teleport, I wonder? Oh, here it is. Chaos Shift. There. I'm going to put Ravenous Binding here. Number 7's my health kits, so I can replace that. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put the Chaotic Hex on the attack bar. We're going to put this down here because that's just going to be a perma on. And that's basically it. We'll have our Chthonic Gloom out. And Unmake Reality. I'll show you the nifty colors it makes and the utter uselessness it does. So we'll keep our little shield up, even though it's kind of useless. Let's look at this Chaos Shift. What happens? So, from the point I teleport, it does damage. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm liking that. Everything comes to me, go away, do some damage. Oh, it's on a cooldown, huh? 1 second cooldown. Very interesting. So, that's pretty handy. Now we're going to look at the damage on Ravenous Binding here. That doesn't look twice per second to me. That looks once per second to me. So I think that's not doing what it's supposed to. I think they need to fix that. That's a bug. Because that's definitely once per second. But the big thing here was with the way defense works is we need that health coming in. And that's why I went with Ravenous Binding. Let's see. That's doing 500 twice a second. That's only doing 1,000 once per second. It would be better if it was twice per second. So, as told, here's your Unmake Reality. Completely removed the target dummies from the game. Huh, that's funny. I don't know how long I sit down here on the ground, but the dummies are gone. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to do that. Oh, that's awesome. No target dummies. The only good thing about it. The bad thing about it is you got to move to get yourself back up again. You don't want to be on the ground all the time. And let's see if these are heat-seeking. Oh yeah, they heat-sink. They hit for nothing because those are level 60 guys, and I'm only level 32. Oh, but they do cost spirit. Oh, that's why. They're not actually free to cast. That's still pretty good against a boss, though. 10 spirit for that, I'll take it. Bewitching Hex would probably be a good grants plus 8 then. Just so when we run out of spirit. And that's the Gypsy Witch. You're basically gonna teleport in or teleport away. Drop your Ravenous Binding, drop your Combusting Hex, move around, teleport away, keep up the binding, keep up that, scam some heat seekers. And that's it. You're obviously going to want some spirit per kill on your weapon. I have that. We're going to trash pack kill and boss kill with Ravenous Binding, boss kill with Combusting Hex, offset with some Chaotic Hexes. We don't want to run out of magic though. Don't want to run out of spirit because we want to keep the Ravenous Binding on. especially if they fix it. That really should hit twice per second at that rate. It would be a really good skill. Hit points and hit point regeneration, mandatory. With the defense, you know, I'm sitting at 2,000 defense, and I'm shedding 31% less damage there, so that's definitely a buff for us. I have no dodge rating, but 223 crit ratings giving me 16% chance to crit. That's definitely a buff. And I do have some health regen coming in. Yeah, it's off the cape. So that's definitely paying off in spades, along with Ravenous Binding. Spirit per kill on the weapon. And that's the Scarlet Witch. Still not all together there. They got to fix that Ravenous Binding. And I think this should just be a regular attack. They shouldn't even cost Spirit. And she would be pretty solid. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it helped. And I'll talk to you all later. Last character.